I lost and how much I made. Let's get into it. For all my wholesalers, this is for you to show you that it is possible. You can buy vehicles and run them right back through and make a profit. You just need to know the market that you're in and what you're doing, and just pay attention to the auctions and really do your homework just as far as knowing what's coming and going. But let's get straight into it. So here we are. Here's the 2011 Honda Odyssey. For those that don't know, Hondas, you know, they go them 240 on the Honda Odyssey. That's really nothing. A lot of Honda buyers, they love them. They still actually go very high at the auction. It's just this particular auction, this particular location. These is where all the great prices hang out at, for the most part, from what I see. Because y'all know, I do a lot of research on just all the auctions everywhere. So, as y'all see, I purchased this vehicle for $500, and this might, this video might be a little back and forth on certain things, but I just wanted to talk to the wholesalers real quick. Some flippers, but I think wholesalers for sure. So look, I purchased this vehicle for $500 at America's Auto Auction, as you see. And I purchased this. I purchased the Mazda, which I don't really want to get into the Mazda too much, but y'all see, well, this is when I sold it. Well, no, this is when I purchased it. I purchased it for $1,300, but with the auction fees, you know what I'm saying, and everything. And I was there. I was at the location when I purchased these vehicles, but the thing is, they was pretty much sight unseen because I didn't get there earlier enough to be able to drive them, test them. So I'm just in the lanes bidding on stuff. And I don't, even though I be sight unseen, but for the most part, I touch the cars that I try to bid on. But y'all know how it goes. Sometimes you just get to buying stuff for no reason. And I bought this. And this is the story behind all this. This is funny. I bought this 2011 Subaru Outback. You know what I'm saying? I won it for $1,200. Well, really, I bidded on it at $1,000, and then they tried to counter offer me at $1,500, and I said $1,200. It came from a big dealership. That black car, I shouldn't have bought the Mazda, but I did. It came from an independent dealer. Y'all know I don't like buying from independent dealers, but look at this. This came from a regular dealer. And we're going to get into that story real quick anyway. So, I had the vehicles. Y'all know how I rock. My intentions was to... I had the vehicles. And y'all know my intentions when I go down to different auctions in different areas. My intentions is to hop in the vehicle and drive it back to Oklahoma, because that's where I am. So, this particular vehicle, all three of the vehicles... the third one was on the if bid, so I didn't really get that information until I was already headed back. But the Honda, it was out of the Honda and the Mazda that I was going to drive back. So I hopped in the Honda, which is this one, and I made sure the air blow cool on all of them. The air worked, like that was a thing for sure. So I hopped in this one just to test it out. The motor was smooth on it. Drove it, just drove it down the street. Got a little, 40 miles per hour just to see if it's shaking, wobbling. I left it running for an hour. Y'all know how I do. You just leave it running, air blowing, just leaving it running. I left both of them running. But the Honda was vibrating on the back right wheel so much. Might have needed a tire or some type of hub or something. And y'all know I'm all the way out of town. I ain't got no tools, no nothing, so I'm just like, forget it, I'm gonna run it back through. Got it, decided I was gonna run it back through. I ran it back through. Same with the Mazda ran pretty good, but it had something at the front right wheel, tire rod type issue. That's a 4-hour drive. I was just like, I didn't really want to risk it. Ran that back through the following week, you know what I'm saying? So, man, I ran this Honda back through. Honda ran through. You feel me? Look, I bought it for $500. You know what I'm saying? And I ran it through, and look what it went for. Sold for $2,100. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing was like, y'all know how I rock. When I run vehicles back through, let me get my money back at least. But honestly, if I could have got this van back to the town, it really would have sold. I would have got that anyway. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that it ran through, and you know, I got my 2,100, but what that did was save me with the Mazda that I shouldn't have bought, and I was able to let that sell for 700, which it didn't matter because I was already up. Between both them vehicles, I think I had 2,300 or something like that invested, and I already had one. Look at that, boom. And then the Outback, you know what I'm saying? Let me get to the Outback, man. The Outback just sold. Mind me, it sold for $1,500. They try to counter me for $1,500, and the only reason I got rid of this vehicle is because I personally feel like the transmission was slipping, and the gaslight of you seeing how much gas it was in there, it wasn't working. It was a lot of discrepancies that I feel like coming from a big dealership that they should have announced. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't. You know what I mean? But it was limited. I mean, I didn't even get the. My bad. I didn't even show y'all the inside. My bad, guys. Gang. Nah, that was cool. You feel me? I won this for $1,200. A little scraper. Y'all know how we like to do. We like to grab scrapers, quick flips. I don't want to be. Look, had a little dent. I was even willing to pull. I already had a guy that was gonna pull it. I was gonna drop him back. I just hopped in him, man, and he just wasn't. He wasn't shifting like I thought he should, you know, so I was already under the gun. Look how clean that was for what it was. And these sell high down this way. High mile, that don't matter. That mileage don't matter. None of these 180 and all of that don't matter, man. If you know your market and you know what you capable of, that don't matter. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it ran back through, sold for $1,500. Basically, what they try to sell it for, what they try to get me to sell it for, is sold for. God is good, and that was good. So, all in all, I made it out on top, and I just wanted to give some of the wholesalers, and I'm gonna tell y'all what I did different that they didn't do different. When you running cars back through, some of the main characteristics, because you got to think about the people online. When you running cars back through, that's the thing. It's a lot of hungry, thirsty dealers online, and they just want a good deal. So what I did was the air blue code on all of them, right? So I made sure that they look, announcements. I made sure they put that. I said, hey, the AC on all the cars I run back through, if it's hot outside, they want to know that because it's people online that wants to know that. You know what I'm saying? So I list that. You know, and y'all know it's a doggy dog world at the auction, man. You gotta do your homework. The people that do their homework win, and the people that don't do their homework lose. And you know, sight unseen bidding is a gamble anyway. So I mean, it's a gamble. You win. I done won a lot, but I done lost. I done took them L's, boy. You hear me? But as long as that air blow, it can have high mileage, check engine light can be on, I ain't tripping, but they all ran good. The motors was good in all of them. You know what I'm saying? That Mazda, I ain't gonna lie, I kinda wasn't supposed to buy that. Like, I feel like I got played out to buy it. Like, it was in the spare of the moment, and that one of the auctioneers ran way across the room to find me to say, hey man, you want that for 13? Because I was just looking at it, and I was just, I'm there, I'm thirsty. I'm like, yeah, and I shouldn't have bought it, but I came out on top, thankful. So I just wanted to give some game to some of my wholesalers and flippers, the people that do try to run cars back through the auction and they always lose. And trust me, I done lost. Trust me, you know what I'm saying? But y'all know me, I love America's Auto Auction. I go to Dallas. I love Houston. I love, I'm in Tulsa, the St. Louis, all the other areas, you know what I'm saying? America's Auto Auction. Look, they in Florida, they everywhere. This is where it's at. You feel me? And so just, y'all find, you know what I'm saying? And one thing I will say, guys, because it was an auction last week. Well, Dallas, it always go down. In Dallas, let's look at some of their post sales while we're here and while I keep talking. But what I will say, guys, wholesalers, like, and I ain't gonna lie, ACV, like, I just purchased the vehicle on ACV auction, and they do got some deals. They do got some crazy deals, especially for them cheap prices that I be liking to shoot for now. You know what I'm saying? So as you see, anything's really possible. You just need to know the lingo and know how to go about it. But so don't get discouraged on the areas that y'all in or whatever. Just figure out which auctions can be profitable to you. Someone had asked me, would it be good to buy from ACV and then run it back through Americas or Manheim or Odessa? It would be, but I'll run it back through Americas because I feel like America's auto auction is more, I can't even explain it because I've been to several all over, but Odessa is too, they're too uppity, should I say, when it comes to auction. Yeah, they sell scrapers and junkers as well, but I'm saying the people that go there, it's a different crowd. Most of the people at America's auto auction, they're coming from all over. It's a lot of newbies. It's a lot of people that don't know the lingo. You got a better chance of selling it there. Manheim is more of, they're more grouped together. They're more bigger dealers. You looking for flippers and people like that. You type. You know, you can sell to other dealers, but you looking for more of a bigger crowd, a more diverse mind states and crowd, should I say. That's how I feel. But I just wanted to bring that and show y'all that it is possible.